Big cat, how you came to be is no longer a mystery. Black sheep is your birthright. It's code for the one who brings the light. I bet if there's a crack, you don't fall back. Remember who you are. No rest for the wicked with their skullduggery. The use spell workers' projection to send out envy, hate, and jealousy. You are the prototype, your ancestors champion. They shield you and send back those spiritual attacks. You are divinely protected from the dummy bats. Yeah. Big cat, the most high, got your back. He sits high and looks low, so don't get smoked or smoke yourself. Big cat, moving silence. Only time you speak is to say checkmate.
Namaste, Big Cat. Grand Rising. Welcome or welcome back to Frequency Phoenix 555 for your message or massages. Come in. Come on. I've got intel. Recon is afoot. Energies. Up, 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 Big Cat. Up, up, up. Let's dive right in and unpack. Give it a good shufty. Oh, good golly and gosh. You have the energy of an 11, darling dears. Let's put this to one side at a moment and let's see where you are on the low shoe grid. This is a Chinese numerology grid, darling dears. You are in the northeast corner, or you could be living in the northeast or traveling to the northeast, or the energies coming from the northeast. It's energy that you don't see coming, darling dears. This could also be synchronicities. You're about to see synchronicities, darling dears. Some of you will be relocating possibly to the northeast, darling dears. It also speaks about you don't see the fact that helpful people that are going to further whatever it is you've got your big cat self involved in, darling dears, to move forward in your life. Love it. I don't hate it. The energy of the number 6 on the Chinese numerology. Oh my God, I can't say it. Mercury retrograde, loud my tongue, blood. It's always picking on me around when its energy is building, because we are in the pre-shadow of Mercury retrograde in Aries. I've already done a comprehensive video to help out a big cat for each sun, moon and rising sign. Go and check it out, darling dears. Anyhow, like I said, this Chinese numerology grid, right? The 6 is represented by Earth energy, Capricorn, Taurus, Virgo. But it also the destructive energy, the destructive side of fire energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So this is lackadaisical, darling dears. People that have no true soul. NPCs are afoot, darling dears. It also speaks about lacking in any kind of spiritual guidance. It's someone or someone's that took a risk on you, made you into the fall guy or fall girl, or maybe you jumped before you was pushed. Whatever the situation, somebody's not happy about the direction that you're taking. Let's press on, darling dears. We're going to talk about the energy of the 11. Let's drop down and get our ego on. This is a master number, darling dears. You are a master creator. You are inspiration personified. It speaks about you had the ability to what? Heal thyself. It's about you what? Being mindful, living in the moment. Divine is saying at this moment in time, you are a wounded healer, darling dears, but nonetheless, you are still a healer. And you have to continue to what? Share your vision, darling dears, through teaching, speaking, writing. It's about time you what? Consider shining your light, or you may be doing so. Don't stop, darling dears, until the wheels fall off. The energy of the 11, darling dears, because I use the Pythagorean chart. It only goes from 1 to 9, so we break down the 11 to a 2, but you have the duality of what? The double 1, darling dears. You are a leader, darling dears, a natural born leader. So your birthday could be what? The 1st, the 10th, the 19th, or the 28th, the energy of the 2. Your birthday could be the 2nd, the 11th, the 20th, or the 29th. It speaks about This being your birthday, a significant date or number or numbers in your life going forward, darling dears. The energy of the 2 is represented by your luckiest days being on Monday, Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. The number 2 is associated with the letters B, K, and T. Okay, the number 1 is associated with the letters A, J, and S. It's also sun energy in the number 1. So we've got AJS, AI, JQY, BKT, and the 2 is ruled by the moon, and the moon rules B, K, and R. Listen, the skulldugger's name must be amongst some of that shiznai, because I was prompted to tell you everything. But then again, you get the usher. I ain't keeping no secret for no back front neck tab, but trust and believe. Okay. The energy of the 2, darling dears, tells me that you are a natural born mediator, and divine wants you to trust the process. Continue stepping on the stair even though you don't see it, because you are in tip-top manifestation mode. The energy of the 1, the double 1, speaks about you going into a leadership role, but it also speaks about support. You are a natural born healer, as I said, but also an empath, because we have the energy of the 11 behind it, darling dears. You are a super empath, a HEYOKA. Love it. I don't hate it. Divine, if somebody's been waiting for confirmation, this is the time for you to act, whatever it is you were trying to act on. The number 11 is represented by the 11th house. This is Aquarius energy, darling dears. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. So it's the sudden change in the feeling of a group that has their eyes on you, darling dears. Because the 11th house is juxtaposed to the 5th house. The 5th house is about your self-expression. You could have created a new business. You could be out there, darling dears, doing that damn thing. It also rules the monarchy, so you are in a key position. You are head and shoulders above this group, darling dears. Yes. The 5th house is also the house of drama. Someone or someone's, a group of people took a risk on you. The 11th house is ruled by older siblings. It rules grandparents, stepchildren, adopted children, people that you adopted like family or even, yes, like family. They are astounded by your futuristic thinking, darling dears. It also speaks about they're trying to ascertain how you are making your Skrillers.com, darling dears. They don't understand the big cat always moves with what? Multiple streams of income. They're on about your money, darling dears. Some of you are about to get a business contract, because the 11th from the 5th house, you're going to be stepping into the spotlight. Baby, this group of people that spit on your name, darling dears, and was what? Skullduggerous, merchants of slander. They're going to try and jettison back into your life. Yes, they are. The number 11 also rules the fact that you parted ways with these people. So you weren't pushed, you jumped. Maybe it's self-realization. Uranus is awakening to how you was being treated by a group of people. Yeah, that didn't like your particular gangster, darling dears. You was meant to shine. Big cat Leo energy, the 5th house. Did I say house? Getting cockney now. Well, I am in the UK, right? Yes. And when I was younger, I grew up a few roads over from Millwall football ground. Now just imagine, on a Saturday we weren't allowed out. The skinheads were out, darling dears. They were out and they weren't playing. Anyhow, let's press on. As I was saying, darling dears, you have the energy of a 5-6. This speaks about if you're looking for a job, darling dears, if you're looking for your business to go a certain way, if you're looking to make true friends that are vibing on the same level as you, darling dears, this is all about to be unfolded for you, darling dears. Remember, I told you that. We saw you on the energy of the 6. Helpful people are on their way. People on your frequency, darling dears. But there's a group of people or a person in particular that's crying into their fist. They have to cry into their fist. Yeah, why not, darling dears? They wanted you to cry for air, but you're not crying. You dried your eyes on your pentacles. Fist bump. Yeah. Luke 22. 62. They are crying bitter, bitter tears, darling dears. And it could also be a group of people that's looking at them sideways now, slitty-eyed, darling dears, because they can't believe that they managed to what? Lose the big cat. Fifth house energy. Somebody who's extremely creative, darling dears. Someone who, you may even have an affinity for animals. You have a specific pet, or there's a pet living with you. Let me tell you something. If the pet is a cat, and someone else bought it in your household, it was for your spiritual protection, right? You was chosen. Remember, I told you that. All right, let's press on. Let's press on and get the energies of the moon so we can understand there's shady business going on, darling dears. Shady business. Yeah, it's all part of your soul's journey on the energy of the two. Again, the two is the high priestess, and this again is moon energy. It speaks about the fakeazoid of it all, darling dears. Fake people that treated you really badly. It's a lot of bad energy. There was a lot of deception, a lot of illusions. They was one way in your face, darling dears. But as soon as they left their side, the jealousy, hate and envy overtook them, darling dears. And now that you've chosen to what? Throw your own self out, darling dears. Hit the road, just like Jack. They're crying bitter tears because too late is their cry. They really, really dropped the ball as far as the big cat was concerned. Okay. You who's on your soul journey. All right. Let's get the Oracle Ancestral message around this. We're going to use Wisdom, I think it's Wisdom of the Oracle Chakra. Oracle, I don't know, babe, I can't remember. I don't keep the boxes. If you know the name of this deck, please put it in the description box. And I have put it in my Amazon storefront. So if you want to procure it, follow the link. Okay. What's your, oh, fell right out. What's this? Good golly and gosh. They were so ungrateful. Ungrateful. Come through, Boosie badass. Posh. Clap. These people was ungrateful, darling dears. Yes. They didn't look at the abundance that they could have created for themselves. They was too busy, darling dears, trying to drag you through hell without a handbasket. Split the deck. Well, rejection was God's protection. God gave you 2 windows, darling dears, to escape from. Somebody was also backed into a corner by someone. Why did they back you? Well, it wasn't to do anything nice, darling dears. Base of the deck, darling dears. You've been focusing on your work. I told you, you are the holder of multiple streams of income. People are looking. I told you, 11th house. They want to know how you make your skrillers. What's going on, darling dears? It also speaks about you are going to be meeting new acquaintances. Right? This is a group effort, darling dears. You're about to receive some form of support in the form of possibly a business contract, but it's with like-minded people. You are making what? A big career move. Base of the deck. Listen, renewal. Why? Because you poured into yourself. You're more enlightened to the situation, and you what? Read energy now. You don't listen to words. You read the energy and the actions. I'm hearing yoga, Pilates, all of the above, darling dears. It's about balancing out your chakras. Okay. So the moon energy, oh gosh, come on, Case. Click. The moon energy is the frequency of 417, darling dears. Play that at night time for the next 7 days. The energy of 417 rules your sacral chakra, darling dears. Somebody wanted you to be lacking in confidence, destabilized, off kilter, off balance. They wanted you to feel lonely and in your feelings, blood. Yes, they did. And they're not sorry, darling dears. It also speaks about low libido. Someone's libido is low at this moment in time. Well, that's their business. It better be low when it's concerning the big cat, because you couldn't listen. They better go and stick it in the wall. A brick wall. All right. Or do what George Michael did. Go to one of those toilets out in public and put it through that hole, and whoever grab it, that's their business, blood. Listen, I just come with the messages. Don't judge me. Yeah. All right. So someone or someone's is crying into their fist. What do they want to say to you? Let's get the deck. Where is that deck? So we can go in and discuss this. What do they want to say? God gave you two windows, darling dears. It's the duality and balance of the two. Remember I told you that? I left you before you could leave me. You did leave them before they could leave you, darling dears, because they would have never left. They'd have stayed there, right? Draining out your power grid, darling dears, doing whatever, whenever. And as I said, they may have backed you into a corner, darling dears, and not for anything funny. Base of the deck. You came closer than anyone. Yes, they did. You opened up and you allowed them in, darling dears. Yeah, I wish things could be different. Yeah. Well, if wishes were horses, then beggars would ride. They would love for things to be different. Why? Why now? Why that you've minded your own business? You're the CEO of minding your own business. Why now? You don't know how hard it is to let you go. Listen, they haven't forgotten you, darling dears. That's why they're crying into their fist. Yeah, my life is not as together as it seems, because you was the one you made them great, darling dears. Yeah, you did. Your energy vampire, whose name is what? Prakala or Prakalisha, son or daughter of Pennywise the Clown. Yeah, I feel you, even though we're apart. Yeah, because you can feel them bleeding into your energy, darling dears. Why? Because the group or friendship group or people or family members that they're around, darling dears, is giving them the side eye. How could they have let the big cat go? The big cat who don't business about them, who's focused on their own shiznai, your own grass. Let's get some more intel, darling dears. You don't know how hard it was to let you go. Listen. Really? They didn't let you go. You left. You ran away like Tinky Winky. Lies they tell. Yeah. They would like to seduce you again, darling dears, but you can't be seduced by them. They're old blowtorch. They will bring you down, Bobby Brown, right? This is why they had to be cut out of your life, because they're a mask-wearing marauder and they're a back front neck-tabbing snake, straight out of slithering from the crevice of the devil's balls. Yeah, you had to have a hammer, darling dears, and you had to hammer in the morning. Rebuild. They did nothing but sabotage you, darling dears, right? They want to work on it and repair the situation. Oh my God. They want to repair the situation with you, darling dears. Listen, I'm highfalutin, darling dears. I've got my fizzy water. Don't judge me, darling dears. I like to have my expensive days. And I can't bear when somebody's drinking something next to me and I hear the quaps. I just in my mind, I'm just giving them a quick straight in the throat chakra, darling dears. I can't bear it. Unless you are a child, right? Up to the age of, I'd say 5. You can do that, darling dears, because you don't know any better. But a whole adult that's quapsing next to... Listen, lad, I'm thinking very bad things. You best take yourself away, but you will feel the energy and go away. Yeah, they would like to come back because they love you now. They love you long time, darling dears. People can't understand how they managed to let you go. This personal friendship group, darling dears, could also be family members. Because the 11th house also represents what? Siblings, darling dears. Yeah. Addicted and key on a ring, darling dears. This speaks about them being extremely codependent in this group, darling dears. Soulmates. So they're in like-minded company. Backstabbing, mask-wearing marauders, son or daughter of Pennywise the Clown, aka Prakala or Prakalisha. Okay. Let's carry on, darling dear. So their friends or their friendship group is giving them the side eye, darling dears. Page energy. This also speaks about what? A message, darling dears. A message of movement. Somebody wants to come towards you, but they're coming with the energy of a page. This is immature energy. Page of Wands is also what? Somebody who's feeling themselves, feels that their looks or maybe their bedroom work would bring people back. Listen. They're being talked about. Look, it jumped right out. 5 of Swords. Whomsoever they're dealing with, darling dears. They're looking at them with the major side eye. How could you let a big cat go? Why? Because Swords energy could also speak about social media. They sent many people to social media because they've always been talking about you, darling dears. But whatever weapon they tried to form against you, it's not working. Page of Swords. Whoever they sent to your social medias to watch Six of Swords, they see you as easy breezy. They see you as highly intelligent, darling dears. Logical. You're able to what? Express yourself. And sword energy speaks about springtime, darling dears. You're going to hear something about their health or their work going down Bobby Brown in the springtime. King of Swords, darling dears, on its face. This is someone who is passive aggressive, but it's a lot of talking going on. There's 4 people out here at this moment in time. Sun energy, yeah, bringing down the vibe of the world. And it also speaks about unhappiness, darling dears. When you see the Sun card in the upright, the brick wall is behind you because the past is behind you. No, this person is living in the past and they want to be a time traveling scum between your toes, darling dears. Scum between your toes. So they've been spoken about by a group, darling dears. Yeah, people that see them as being stagnant and stuck. Yeah, unable to move, darling dears. And it also speaks about what? They feel the jealousy off of them. Whomsoever this person is, they're jealous of you at this moment in time. If you've got progeny, they're even jealous of the progeny, the time the progeny has with you. Yeah. Yes, because they had no help to offer. And guess what? Reaction is hitting them right now. Knight of Pentacles in the upright is slowest moving knight in the deck. In the reverse, reaction is taking them right now, darling dears. Yes. They're very unhappy that they don't have no emotional control over you. Okay. You have a new outlook on life, darling dears, going in a new direction, one which is logical for you, darling. This is who you was dealing with. Liars, darling dears. People that were scheming on you, planning and plotting your downfall, hoping that you will buck your toe and lay down for air, darling dears. They didn't know that when you fall over, you fall on your back. Why? Because as a big cat, if you can look up, you can get up. Okay. So people are laughing after them, right? Because they managed to lose a whole big cat, darling dears. How can you lose a whole big cat? Big cat who is what? A HEYOKA. You can feel their energy. Yes. You're the baddest of them all. They're looking at your attributes, what you're able to manifest for yourself. The Empress is Venus as well as Earth energy. Venus is about beauty. You're looking good, darling dears. If you got progeny, they are well taken care of. They're with the right parent, darling dears. You show them strength. You show them tenacity. You show them a drama-free life. So what is this? These people that they sent to your social media, what do they think about you? Well, we see the Empress and the Strength card. They see that you're very serious, darling dears. They see that you as learned. You may be in the legal field. You may be working for the civil service. They see you have some kind of up there position, darling dears. Yeah. And they see this person who's been speaking on your name, going down Bobby Brown. Their life is a whole crisis and a train wreck. Good golly and gosh. You'd rather watch paint dry than commune with them. The energy of the Four of Wands also speaks about a lot of arguments around them. Somebody's also been chucked out. They've been chucked out of a house, darling dears. Someone told them to get out. Really? Yeah. Because they were quick with the words. Quick with the words, darling dears. Right next to the King of Swords, the police was called in a situation. They was escorted off the premises, blood. Good God. Nothing to do with you, darling dears. You're too busy tending to your everything. Your bountifulness. Okay. They was escorted out the premises, yeah? Because of their actions. One's energy on its face looks like abuse, darling dears, within a home environment. Yeah, harsh words. Words that you can't take back in this life nor the next. And why do I say that? This goes to Five of Swords, darling dears, like at the beginning of the read. Yeah. They've been doing a lot of talking, darling dears, but a lot of the talking is about you. Okay. Yeah. Page of Cups on its face, darling dears. Emotionally immature, blackmailing and manipulative, darling dears. And they've had no success, no good luck since you took your power grid back. They're looking like they're looking out there in them streets like a backwards walking giraffe with what? A dodgy lace front. Just like Steve Harvey's ones. Yes. Cat told us that lovely thick afro he had was a lace front. He tricked us all. People see that you've actually moved on from this person. King of Swords next to the Four of Swords. They may have been saying things about you on social media, darling dears. You didn't see it. You're not paying attention to them. No one's checking for them, boo. You've already dropped them like a hot potato. This person or people wants to make amends. I told you, they want to come back because you are somehow in the spotlight, darling dears. Probably from your career. You could be online, darling dears, doing some form of spiritual work. Okay. Back is firmly turned, focused on your dreams, your goals, yeah, your wants, never your needs. Look, this person was disloyal and they've got nothing but disloyal and insecurity around them. The people that they celebrate with, darling dears, the people that they celebrate with, I can't stop laughing. Listen, I'll betray them from their mouth to the world, darling dears. And they're talking about them behind their back. They can't believe, right, all of the bad things that they're saying about you. And when people go and check out your shoes, not no go so. Okay. This person would love to be in your energy again. Would love to get the chance to have a few minutes with you so they can give you the whisperings of Hannibal Lecter. What do I say to that? Law number 31. You control your options, darling dears. They are making what? Law number 37, their go-to move. They're making themselves, they're creating a compelling spectacle of themselves, darling dears. They are a Fagin of the truth, darling dears. What they're meaning to harm you with these words, these things that they said, the things that they've done, darling dears. What they meant to harm you, divine, the Most High Father, God, Mother Isis, is using it to what? Prosper you, darling dears, to give you abundance. And abundance comes in many forms. Yeah, they miss you like cooked food. Look, they're broken-hearted. Did they have a heart? Listen, it's like looking for Wallow. Yeah. Their heart is missing, just like Kate. Yeah, Princess Kate, who nobody don't know where she is. Yeah, Tower moment. You avoided this Scud missile when you left them where they were. This person has unfinished business with you. And it also speaks about the volatile temper, right? I told you, there's a lot of jealousy being directed at you from this person or people. They betrayed you, darling dears. Betrayed you, and they're not sorry. Nope. No pity, nope. Three of Swords, darling dears, is Libra energy as well as Saturn energy, where they get in the rules and the regulations. Libra is the 7th house, the house of contractual partnerships. Next to the Tower, this is a divorce. If you divorce that person, left the situation completely, like Elvis left the building, yeah, they're going through it, darling dears. They thought your life was a playground, darling dears. They did. They're feeling extremely disappointed. They how can I put it? All of these negative emotions they got towards you, darling dears, is because they want you back. And they can't get you back. Not even at bang bang point. You know what the bang bang is. Yeah. Not even with chloroform and duct tape in the name of the Most High. They can't get you back. They're going through tower moment after tower moment. And bad luck is on them like white on rice. Listen, when we see major arcana, darling dears, this is divine having a hand in their life, darling dears. When we see the minor arcana next to it, what are they doing about all the bad luck? All they're doing is crying, darling dears, crying into their fist, blaming you for everything. They talk about you so much, but it's because that black missing hole, darling dears, their heart is hurting. Your heart is hurting because they see you secure. They remember the loyalty. They remember the opportunities that you brought to them, darling dears. How you wanted to run through that archway with them. The devil's most diligent worker. Yeah, crying into their fist. 9 of Swords. Yeah, they're upset because you're winning. You may have a new car, a new career, darling dears. You could be traveling. Whatever you're doing, darling dears. They know that you've got emotional control. And they're under what? Judgment, which has found their address in thigh-high red leather boots. People don't think about the back end when they're doing their fucking knees, blood. No, they don't. Want to come talk to you with the whisperings of Hannibal Lecter just because you pee glitter, shit cupcakes, and fart rainbows. Tell me some more about these feeble-minded simpletons. Fell right off the back end. They're making a choice. They're choosing a situation, choosing something that they can think. But with the one brain cell, they might as well. They might as well try their hardest, darling. Just try their hardest. This person is confused. They've got a lot of, or people have a lot of contradictory actions. It also speaks about what they want to bring some kind of compromise to the situation, darling dears, because they don't want it to be over with you. World card, and again, it shows that they're watching you online. This hillbilly investigator. Yes, they would love to come through and breadcrumb you, darling dears, or take whatever it is that you bought in for yourself. Listen, divine has said no. They're trying to send you messages. You've got them on. Your block game is for the gods. You wasn't playing when you blocked them, darling dears. 10 of Cups confirms it. This is why you have for emotional fulfillment. You're happy. You're in alignment. They made this choice to be the way they was. They hoped that you would be blind forever. They thought they could confuse you, get your emotions. Look, they want to come back and be a distraction in your life, darling. There's the death card on its face. Listen. This is the house of the 8th house, darling. There's Scorpio energy on its face. Scorpio is ruled by Pluto on its face, darling dears. They want to come back to get what they can. And it also speaks about intimacy. You are not attracted to them in that way. Nope. It also speaks about because in the upright, the 8th house, Scorpio energy is about your money being combined, darling dears. Because the 8th house is the marriage house where things were going well, darling dears. In the reverse, they've got nothing to bring to the table but karma. This lying page. Pwah! Listen, they're not even a knight. They're a page. This lying page. This hoodwinker. This teller of what? Tall tales. The airbender. Yes. You may have as much as 2 progeny involved in the situation, darling dears. Page of Swords. In the upright, darling dears. Good golly and gosh. This person is spying. We already saw the king, darling dears. But as much as they're saying these bad things about you, they're still curious. They still want to see what's going on in your life, darling dears. Listen, because things haven't worked out for them. They've got no support where they are. Pentacles on its face is disloyalty. Nobody's willing to help them out. Why? They told the truth about their own soul. Moon energy when they tried to bring you down. This ungrateful bastardo. Come through Boosie badass again. Posh clap. Yeah. Nothing's working for them, darling dears. If they've got a job, they're being paid a pauper or working like a slave, darling dears, for a pittance. King of Swords. They're not enjoying the job that they're in, darling dears. It also speaks about rules and regulations. Yes. It's a situation where their employer is unfeeling. This is the type of place that they're working, is that they'll get sacked if they don't go to work, darling dears. If they're off sick, no sick days. There's a lot of fighting and confusion that's going on around them, darling dears. And again, the bad luck is on them like white on rice. Wheel of Fortune. It also speaks about a car energy. The Wheel of Fortune also speaks about foreign people. This person is not the same nationality as you, or they was born in a different country to you, darling dears. Chariot energy confirms it. And again, they're having an issue with transportation at this moment in time. Yeah. What's this? They never got over you emotionally, darling dears. They can't move on from you. Yeah, but yet still they lie. They're still stabbing you all up and down your back chakra. Your proverbial back chakra, because you are nowhere to be found. You did the tinky winky. You are nowhere to be found. Let's go with the blue cards. Haven't used these in a while. More messages. Good God, this is a lot of confusing messages. Let's get this one. Listen, they're going for a karmic cycle, darling dears. You had to become what? A keyboard psychologist to understand exactly what you was dealing with. This is why you jumped and you didn't wait to be pushed. It's telling us to pick a yellow card. All right. Let's move this out of the way. They're watching you, darling dears. And if they're, listen, third party could be their friends. The friend has another better friend than them. I told you they're being discussed. They're getting the side eye because they're looking like what? A brag pocketers. Buddy, have you got a dime? Them have no pentakiale, none. Right? Stuck with someone I don't like or love. Good God, that's their business, mate. Most people, well, the big cat, they take the time to heal. They don't just swing from lower branch to lower branch. No. You take the time to sit in that pain. You take the time beating yourself up, condemning yourself for the time that you wasted. But you have to understand, you are a big cat, right? You are chosen, darling dears. And until you learn the lesson and cut that soul tie once and for all, you will repeat it. Maybe not with that person, but with someone. It'd be the same dickhead in a different meat suit. And they be stuck, brock pocketers, in a situation where the third party is a third party, even the person they're laying down with, right, is still creating more karmic cycles. Why? Because it's from their mouth to this person's ears. Whoever they're laying down, they're watching you too, darling dears. They're watching you spring up, darling dears. Something major is going to happen in your life during the spring. We are almost finished the spring, darling dears. We are in the spring, depending on the calendar you're going by, darling dears. I'm telling you, it's all so confusing. What's this? Motivated to get great. In their feelings, blood, brah, or sistrine, they're very upset. Don't feel sorry for them, blood. Don't feel sorry for them. You play the long game. They didn't expect you to what? Get back up, right? Look, spell work. It's all the negative words, darling dears. But touch not the anointed. Moon energy, you know who it's coming from, darling dears. What's this? You are in stealth mode, and stealth mode is what? Moving in silencio, darling dears. Nobody knows your next move, not even you, darling dears. You keep that to I. You don't tell myself and me. It also speaks about stealth mode, extremely sneaky. I want you back to rebuild my life. They want to come and steal your energy again, darling dears, right? Finances, keeping them stuck. Didn't I just tell you them broke packitos? Body, have you got a dime? And we just had the Pluto energy in the reverse. Didn't I just tell you? We just had the energy of the death card. Death card is Pluto energy in the reverse. Good golly and gosh, I know, bestie. And what? They've given themselves bad luck that's going to last up to 14 to 30 years, depending on the level of what words they said against the big cat. When somebody is sent to free you from help you break the dysfunctional generational cycles and curses, darling dears, the way they treated you is like they rubbed you down with sandpaper, darling dears, and gave you a full-on what? Wedgie with a cheap lace thong. Yeah. What's this? 9 in the reverse, darling dears. 9 is fruition in the upright, a cycle finishing, darling dears. This person is wrong and strong, still blaming you for everything. The 9th house speaks about a higher mind. They've learned nothing from all of the bad luck that they've brought to themselves, right? And they're avoidant, darling dears. They're avoidant. They're avoiding the fact that they put their own self in these karmic cycles. What else? Continue to be motivated to get great. This is not your business. Yes, you're hearing this from me, darling dears, but you're not supposed to go and look at their social media. Why? It's the Punch and Judy show, darling dears. In the background, the rest will be just staged for your eye chakras. Don't touch me. Yeah, you couldn't listen. I told you, not even at bang bang point or with chloroform or duct tape, darling dears. You will find a way. Why? Because you're a big cat and you've watched my Don't Get Smoked video where I've taught you light kung fu and self-defense, right? Something about the holidays. Springtime holidays, what's that? Easter time, darling dears. They may jettison back into your life, right? Not helping with progeny to burden you into... Listen, they're trying to burden you into coming back. Listen, if you're anything like me, bestie, this is where you work when your back is against the wall. Why? They backed you into a corner. Didn't we just speak about that corner? They didn't know that you had faith the size of a mustard seed, and you fully understand James 2:14. Faith without works is dead. You put your back into it, darling dears. You did. Progenies, they're not helping you in the progenies to make you come back. They're totally devastated. What did I say? Crying into their fist. Luke 22:62. And they're being looked at like a dummy bat by their peers who are bottom of the pit as well. What's this? Please believe me. Believe them. You're going to believe them. Baby, oi, bestie. It'd be fascinating to watch. I will get my plantain chips, my honeydew melons. Please, make sure that you do it as a video call, darling dears. Or you're screen recording that shit. Send it to me in the Gmail. It will fit in one of my Saturday evenings. One of those tense horror movies. Yeah, that's what you'll be like. I'll be watching and crunching, darling dears. Watching and crunching. I avoid the progeny because of what I did. What did I just say? Because of what they did. They took the advice of others, darling dears. It could be their grandparents. The grandparents of your progeny, darling dears. They took their advice. Yeah, they was amongst like-minded, generationally cursed people. That's why they can't touch you, darling dears. They can only talk about you from a distance that you are not paying attention to, right? Look, this is who they were dealing with. A work wife or a work husband. And it was in the reverse. It didn't work, eh? Whoever is their bedfellow, they don't like that person, darling dears. They don't. I don't give a good golly or a gosh about you. What did I say, bestie? No one's checking for the boo. Too busy counting your skrillers. Alright? Focusing on your dreams, your wants and your goals. What's this? Lost true love. And they're a repeat offender, darling dears. Everything they've done to you, they've done it to many people before. But the difference between those other people and you came with consequences, repercussions. Yeah. Why? Because you are spiritually protected, darling dears. Your words carry spiritual weight. The rejection was God's protection. And this is why you got down and dirty with it, darling dears. Especially if you got progeny. You found a way. You made a way out of no way. Because you had faith. And you put your back into it. People are looking at them, darling dears. As you renew yourself, having this new lease on life. In what? Stealth mode. Arguing with these people. This feeble-minded bottom feeder. Or feeders. Who want to what? Come and talk to you, right? With their time traveling from the crevice of the devil's balls. Listen, blood, this ain't right, blood. They're dumb as a crumb and they're missing. No one called the police. You had nothing to do with it. You was busy getting great. Let's split this. Yeah, whatever it is that you're passionate about, darling dears. This window that you jump for, again, this card has another window, and again, it's showing the what? Sacral chakra, the energy of the 417. The sacral chakra also represents the moon, so something significant is going to what? Happen for you on a Monday, and Monday is one of your luckiest days. Remember, I told you that. The unluckiest numbers for you over the next few days will be the number of 5 and 7, or a combination of those, darling dears. Be on the alert. Whatever you're doing, darling dears, is going to take you through, or it's going to be what? Creation of generational wealth, darling dears, by your actions. Something that you wrote down. Maybe you're a reader, darling dears. Listen. Yeah. Somebody's also grudgeful that they're having to take care of someone in their old age, darling dears. They wanted you to be the what? The bottom of the pot, darling dears, the drudgerous work. But this person in their bed, yes, they're elderly, but they don't look very nice. Maybe it's a parent of yours, darling dears. The grandparent to your progenies. Whoever's taking care of them, darling dears. They're not doing a good job. This person has confusion. They may have Alzheimer's or dementia. So many messages, darling dears. Soulmate. Listen, I say soulmate, but I really mean old blowtorch. Tell me something more about this soulmate. Old blowtorch, darling dears. Didn't I say they're jealous of you? You was meant to meet this person. You was contracted to meet this person or people or be around these people. But you was also meant to what? Break away. Go your own way as only a big cat can in self-worth. All eyes on the throne. Whomsoever they sent to watch your shiznai, darling dears, they're seeing you what? Release the dead, darling dears. Yeah. Who's crying into their fist, right? Who is what? Real? No, they know the situation is over. It's a done dollar, and they're facade that they could come back. They know it's bullshit. They know it's all tissues of lies. People are looking at them, and it's bittersweet, darling dears, for them, not you. We all have choice and free will on how you treat people, darling dears. And when you go against a good person and do all sorts of wickedness to them, what do you expect? Other than to get it at the back end. Right? Let's get another deck. And then we're out of here to get great. Energy of the 11. You've got a master number at your back, darling dears. The moon energy, your intuition, and your discernment. In the face of this wickedness, these back, front, neck tabbers. Yeah. And whatever you're doing, darling dears, it's going to go the distance. Didn't I say generational wealth? Right? And you know this, man. The 4 and the 3 speaks about a 7, darling dears. You're making genius boss moves. This is again the 11 highlighted again. Because why? I told you. You have a master number at your back. Ascendant masters are ensuring that you stay on your path, darling dears. Because you are having to rebuild a new life. One which is fit for your progeny to grow in peace, darling dears. It's better for the progeny to have one good parent than 2 dummy bats. Yeah, you're going to go the distance, darling dears. And to be fair, this is the Justice card. And again, it comes out with the 11, darling dears. Those contractual relationships. You've gone to the Y. They're exes and you've gone to the Y. Leave the Y alone, blood. You ain't got that time to be worrying about them. And that's on a 31. 4 is about the stable foundation that you've created for yourself. And we have the energy of the 9 in the upright, darling dears. This new pathway that has been designed just for you. Somebody's also going to be going on a boat trip. Yeah. Or by body of water where you find your peace, darling dears. The 2 and the 3 goes to the 5, the confusion. Message in a bottle. Divine saved you, darling dears. The 1 and the 5 is a 6. Divine gave you what? Harmony and balance back into your life. Yeah, because you're going to get the milk and honey, darling dears. They wanted to come back. This leprechaun looking low down mother foe. Yeah, they've been discussed, darling dears. You listened to spirit when spirit said the rejection is your protection, right? This is why you have a breathing space. And again, yoga or Pilates, darling dears, you're doing breath work as well. Look, the deck has closed itself. Nothing more from this deck. I think I'm going to leave it there. Someone's crying into their fist. They're upset by your work ethic. You are like a Trojan, darling dears. You ain't stopping for no one. You're like the bionic man or woman. Yeah, well, guess what? You're a prototype of your lineage, darling dears. You are the big cat. And you said, cat, cat. On that note, the whole town's laughing at them, darling dears. With their self-destructive behaviors, people can't believe they allowed someone like you, bestie, to slip through their fingers, those grubby fingers that's been in many a dirty pie, if you get what I mean. I drops me mic. Don't get smoked. And don't smoke yourself. From the ashes, baby. Namaste. Big cat wave. Until we meet again on these tarot streets. Cat, cat. Cat, cat. They need to mess you with the both swanky blood.
How you came to be is no longer a mystery. Black sheep is your birthright. It's code for the one who brings the light. I bet if there's a crack, you don't fall back. Remember who you are. No rest for the wicked with their skullduggery. The use spell workers' projection to send out envy, hate, and jealousy. You are the prototype, your ancestors champion. They shield you and send back those spiritual attacks. You are divinely protected from the dummy bats. Yeah. Big cat, the most high, got your back. He sits high and looks low, so don't get smoked or smoke yourself. Big cat moving silence. Only time you speak is to say checkmate.